So, people went from blaming Triple H for a horrible Mania season to a horrible WrestleMania. Now many people are blaming The Rock. I saw the interview with Pat McAfee and The Rock. I saw it. And I heard what The Rock said. And what people are failing to acknowledge is that everybody have a position. Okay? It's like you have a cook, you have a dishwasher, you have a dryer. Unless that fucking cook is multitasking and he's cooking, washing, and drying, that's a difficult task, right? The dryer and the dishwasher have different duties than the cook, vice versa, right? And they have different duties from each other. But you can't dry what's not washed, right? So one thing has to coincide with the other. The cook can't put fucking food on dirty plates and dirty utensils, right? So it all has to come together. Now, I saw a video where a guy was saying that The Rock purposely sabotaged the WWE. But what I find weird is, man, he sabotaged WrestleMania purposely, right? And what I find really weird about that is this same guy actually have a video praising TNA and NXT and really talking about how the WWE loves TNA and how they're helping them. And it's like, wait, so you think that the WWE is concerned with helping a whole nother company, but not their own? So The Rock purposely sabotaged WrestleMania. I'm like, man, people just pick and choose what they want to believe. And they have opinions based on things that they hear. But a lot of times, I feel like these content creators just create content just to get views, likes, and subscribers. Because truthfully, we're not behind the scenes, right? But it's just like, what makes me laugh is anytime something happens in AEW, nobody really knows what's going on. But Tony Khan will come out and defend his company and defend his position. And then you got the WWE retards that think Tony Khan is supposed to sit there and crap on himself and on his company because you, for whatever reason, don't want to see AEW succeed. You know, one of the worst things that you learn in life is that people are just naturally sinful, evil, hateful, rotten, disgusting people. It's just factual, man. They're just rotten human beings, okay? And when I hear people talk about something, like, you have to be completely stupid. Like I make a video and I'm breaking down things. Like me talking about, I read the article. I show you the fucking post of Triple H. They have Triple H's photo, but the words say WWE ready to make a huge, right, offer to Mariah May. In the comment section, someone says, oh, don't try to limit something like when Mariah May goes, I'll go follow wherever she goes. Then they say some shit like, oh, you must really not like WWE. And I'm like, I don't even respond to stupid comments, because if you watch that whole fucking video and come up with, oh, I just don't like it. First of all, if I don't like it, fuck you and fuck WWE. I don't have to like anything. But it's not a no, I don't like the fucking product that they're giving. No, I don't. If I didn't like the company, if I'm saying fuck WWE, period, I wouldn't fucking watch it. Okay? Instead of worrying about me, how about you address Triple H for telling his fans to fuck off? Because you are the idiots defending the WWE. Okay, in his position, he's telling the fans to fuck off and saying that, oh, these fans that you see complaining aren't real. It's only real when they praise the WWE, right? So I don't like to conversate with children. And I don't give a fuck how old you are. If you make those type of stupid comments, you have the IQ of a fucking child. You listen to a whole video and come up with, I just don't like, fuck you. How about that? Now, fuck off. How about that? So, at the end of the day, for you to spend your money and complain at the same time, make you look really stupid. For you to spend your money, not to say, you know, I ordered the pay-per-view, whatever, or, you know, or if you got Peacock or whatever you have, if you went and got Netflix or Peacock solely so you can watch WWE and you feel dissatisfied with their, you know, product, okay, well, guess what? It is what it is. Nobody made you do it. Neither you're going to stick with it and, hey, let's just see if it gets better and just watch it anyway, or you're going to sit here and you're going to complain about it and rant and rave about it and just complain, or you're going to stop watching it. You have options. You have options, okay? What people fail to understand is when you do have an interest in something, you like something and you want to see it continue to grow, you will speak your mind. You will say what you need to say. Why? Because you want a better product. That's the whole purpose. But you have these people that think that you're not supposed to say anything. You're supposed to be a slave to the machine, sit back and just take whatever they force down your throat, okay, and just accept it. Now, my thing is, for the people that like the product, then we're not talking to you. So shut up. We're talking about what we feel and what we see. And there's many more people that connect and feel the same exact way. The problem with WWE retards is you can't talk about the WWE without bringing up the other company. If they give you a terrible show, well, what about AEW? And then people are going, hey, we love AEW. AEW's on fire right now. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, I didn't like, nobody's talking about AEW in this video. So you understand, if we are talking about AEW and we're comparing situations and scenarios, that's one thing. But at the same time, it doesn't fix the WWE situation by you bringing up AEW. This isn't even a double standard. This is some kiddie shit. It's like some kindergarten shit. He gave me one Jolly Rancher and gave her 2 Jolly Ranchers. I want 2. That's what this is. Some little kiddie shit. So what I say to people is really simple. If I am running a football team, and the football team I run sucks, and somebody says, hey man, no disrespect, but your team is not that good this year, what's going on? Imagine me going, oh, well, what about the New York Jets? They're not doing so good either. Well, I don't fucking manage the Jets, right? And I'm pretty sure there's other teams that suck as well. But at the same time, that person is talking to me because I own the team, right? And they're saying, well, and not like, what's going on? Like, what do you think you need to do to fix it? But I just don't want to hear nothing about my sucky ass team because I'm just so headstrong and so delusional that I can't admit what I already know. So if you're watching the WWE and you're satisfied with their program, by all means, do you. You don't hear me telling you what you should or shouldn't like. But see, I do bring balance to the shit that you guys overlook because you purposely, just like when they, Dynamite only drew in 677,000 viewers. And it, right. Now let's talk about how WWE dropped from a 5.9 to a fucking 3.8 to a 2.8 to a 2.6 to a 2.4, okay, to a 1.3. Let's talk about that. Well, yeah, I know there's a well, there's a but, there's always an excuse. Let's move the goalposts. That's what people do. So, it doesn't matter. Now, whatever is going on between The Rock and Triple H, I personally don't give a shit. They need to fix their problem. And people are coming up with all the solutions. What's so funny is most people that speak have all of the solutions as to what the company should do and who should do what. And I look at you guys and I say, do you work for the WWE? Well, no. So how the fuck do you know any more than what we know? And if your opinion is, oh, they should fire this guy or demote this guy or The Rock shouldn't do this because of that and because of this, or The Rock. Now, I agree that The Rock, the whole Final Boss character period is like, what I don't understand is you WWE fans love this long storytelling shit, right? That's what you love, this long, drawn-out bullshit storytelling. And I believe that most of you just say that because you know that that's the WWE style. But these long, boring-ass 6-7 month fucking feuds that just lead to the same goofy shit over and over, then the following year comes in, the same people are still feuding and shit. Well, the Final Boss character, right, he said he didn't feel like his presence was needed at WrestleMania. And I don't understand how The Rock could think that. Now, it's obviously that my thoughts aren't his thoughts and vice versa. But what I'm saying, the fact that The Rock thought that this bullshit storyline was okay, and then we come to find out it was last minute, spur of the moment, okay, so was you turning heel against Cody Rhodes simply because the fans made it known they didn't want you versus Roman. They wanted Cody versus Roman. And so you did that on the fly. And it worked. Okay? It worked. This situation, well, if you didn't feel that your presence was needed, people talk about they needed him to sell tickets at Backlash, and so this is where he came up with this whole thing. I heard the story, and like it's a little different. It's different from what people are saying, from what people words are versus what he said. It's not the same exact thing. But bottom line is, The Rock decided his presence wasn't needed at WrestleMania. He didn't think that his presence was needed. My whole thing is, why the fuck did you send Travis Scott out there then if you're not going to come out there? We don't want to see no Travis Scott. And then two, what happened to the I want you to be my champion? So the storyline just fell completely flat. Now, since you guys love bringing up AEW, if this fucking same exact story happened in AEW and it wasn't due to someone being injured, y'all wouldn't even give a fuck anyway. They'd be, well, what? They didn't even finish the story. See, The Rock is better in WWE. Cena's better in WWE. If the same exact people were there in the same situation, this is what shit you'd be saying. But because it happened in WWE, the people that get it are calling them out on it and calling Triple H out on it. But you idiotic diehards are making excuses for it because the story was never finished. See, you talk about finishing Cody's story. What happened? The final boss. And he says his story and Cody's story is just beginning after Cody won the belt. Remember that shit? And I'm like, I'm really not interested to see The Rock really back in the ring for wrestling, to be honest with you. I'm really not. But let's say, but whatever. Him saying that the story wasn't over. Okay, is this how he's going to reignite their feud? I want you to be my champion. And it was weird. It was goofy. It was stupid to me. And it just felt cringe watching it. But I don't think they really came up with a formula or cared to come up with a formula to fix this shit because they take you for granted and feel like WW fucking retards are so retarded that they just don't get it. They'll just accept whatever they give them. Because for him to come out and say what he said, Cody tells him to go fuck himself, then all of a sudden John Cena turns heel. And the story didn't start with Cena. It started with The Rock. And then Cena's fucking explanation as to why he turned made zero sense. But all the fucking retards, all y'all cared about was who was going to roast who on the microphone. That's all y'all cared about. You didn't even give a fuck that the story made no sense. And then he mentioned nothing about The Rock and his affiliation with The Rock. There was no stable form, nothing. Nothing. All he did was turn heel, and all he's doing is coming out with a smug look on his face and arguing with the fans and, you know, talking about he's going to ruin wrestling and like, but at the same time, even the heel turn, I didn't feel like it was necessary to turn him heel, to be honest with you, but the heel turn wasn't bad. It was what led up to it that was bullshit. The heel turn kind of saved it, and okay, then they did nothing with the heel turn. Now, that all being said, you still got to blame fucking Triple H because he's the fucking head booker. He's the one booking all this shit. So how the fuck do you blame The Rock and not Triple H? Okay, and bottom line is, The Rock's part in this, as far as the storyline, yeah, you look at him like, how could you not think that this is necessary? But this is also why The Rock can do shit like that. Because you retard fans will accept, like I said, whatever they give you. So then, the people that's like, this is insulting, man. Come on, you could do better than that. Yeah, but you see what happens is this. If you had 300,000 people pissed off at The Rock, at Triple H, and not giving a shit about the WWE, okay? If you had 3 million, how many people dropped off and said, man, this WWE shit is garbage, just stop watching it? For the remainders, that people that still watch it and still sit there and rah, whatever they do, they're the reason. It's like the video game. 2K this, 2K that, oh, the game sucks, 2K, right? And guess what? I'm like, they do all this complaining, and they're going to complain and make video after video after video, but they're going to buy it when it comes out. Now, the game comes out, you still have people saying the game sucks, it's broken, I don't like it. You have people saying that they do like it, it's better this year than it was last year, they added the island, blah, 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 and all, okay, whatever. But it's not like you just have so many channels, everybody's playing 2K25 online. That doesn't mean they're not playing it offline, off camera, or whatever, and all that. But what I'm saying, you don't see a whole lot of people making the videos. That shows you that, yeah, people did give up and walk away from the shit, period. But then you have those that hold on. So my whole thing is, okay, they switched up, did some things different. Great. We're not here to knock the fucking shit. If we don't like something, we don't like it. my thing is, you guys purposely, hatefully, spitefully, and dishonestly just try to say everything about AEW is just so bad. Oh, I hate that. Why the fuck do you continue to watch? We watch, like some of us watch everything. And where there's room for improvement, it's like I like to tell people this. Yeah, I can sit and give some ideas or something, and certain things are so simple to fix. Certain things that they did, that different wrestling companies do, that just don't make sense a lot of times. But at the same time, I feel like, no, it's not my job to correct what they're doing. But I'll give you an example of how simple shit could have been. And you'll hear my example and go, damn, that's true. They could have, yeah, that would have been a way better idea. But no, my job is not to sit here and try to construct the whole show and tell you they should have did this on that segment and that segment should have did this. No. But we can sit and look at what's a boring format. We can sit and look at how things have become stagnant and become stale. And we point these things out because we want shit to change for the better. So all of this pointing fingers at The Rock and pointing fingers at Triple H and complaining about it, but still watching the program, that's not going to send the message. And the fact that you sit here and try to argue with people that are voicing their opinions is like, bro, shut the fuck up and understand. Constructive criticism is not hatred, okay? Now, if you're showing hatred and calling it constructive criticism, people are not stupid. They can see that shit. But when you are just being honest, like, in all honesty, in this day and time, you got grown-ups that believe in Bigfoot. They believe in the Loch Ness Monster. They believe in the tall man. They believe in shapeshifters. They believe in all this skinwalker bullshit. Can't fucking prove anything. Somehow, we're surrounded by all these vicious monsters, these malicious, vicious monsters, but they're not attacking us. Anybody can show a superstitious person some dumb shit, and they'll, oh, you see that? How do you explain that, bro? You can't prove shit. Everything is always some bullshit that you want to argue about. Have you ever seen a Bigfoot? Well, no. Have you ever seen two Bigfoots fucking? No. Have you ever seen a family of them just sitting outside making noises or whatever the fuck Bigfoots do, or building some shit? No. Right. You always see some blurred fucking video to say, now, to show you how fucking idiotic people are. If I'm an avid outdoorsman, right, and I'm out here all the time, shooting footage of birds and trees and different animals, why is it my camera is crystal fucking clear, but the second I video a Bigfoot with that same camera, the video, all of a sudden, my camera quality just goes completely blur. And it looked like this shit was recorded with a fucking shoe. But at the same time, well, Bigfoots have powers. They, like, oh, wow. I mean, you have so many different versions of Bigfoot and the claims of so many species of Bigfoot. What fucking research are you doing? Well, the CIA had, oh, please. It's always somebody said, I read an article, but you never saw nothing yourself. But you are the fool arguing with everybody. And the truth is, prove it. That's the point. Prove it. The truth is you can't prove it. So when we say prove it, well, I can't. Well, shut the fuck up. How are you making claims about something that you cannot prove? That's the same similar shit that people do when it comes to speaking about things as if they know what they're talking about, but they don't. They just give you their opinions based on what they want to believe. So, that all being said, people, right now, what's going on in the WWE, I don't know. I don't know if The Rock wants Triple H gone. I don't know if Triple H wants The Rock gone. I don't know what the differences are, what they're beefing over, if there's a beef. I don't know any of that shit. I just know that when a story becomes hot, most people jump on it. And like I said, they try to monetize their channels and they'll just spew bullshit to you. Unless I know what's going on, and I haven't read any article where The Rock says Triple H got to go. I haven't seen any article or saw a video where Triple H says The Rock has to go. But I hear people making these claims, and I hear people making these claims about each one of them need to go. But I'll say this. If you think The Rock is an honest person, if you think Triple H is an honest person, if you think rich fucking millionaire people who basically money and business comes first are honest people, you're fucking stupid. And you haven't grown the fuck up yet and experienced life. People will use you How many times have you been to a hotel or some nice place and people are smiling and so friendly? You think they're like that behind closed doors too, don't you? You think that they're just one big happy family. Everybody loves everybody. And no, they put this act on for the guests. I know. I've worked many places and had different positions, and I can tell you, behind closed doors, it's a bunch of cursing and swearing. Nobody gets along. Everybody hates each other. People trying to get each other fired, but in front of the camera, in the public, everybody's so loving. That's not real life. So you can become a slave to the machine all you want. But for the WWE to better their product, first off, what they need to do, and I'm going to say this shit, and this goes for any company, and this is why the WWE is going through this shit. When you are all about trying to boast and brag about celebrity, you want your people to be on a celebrity status. You want to be seen as more than a wrestling company. You don't even respect the wrestling genre. You don't even call yourself a wrestling company anymore. You call yourselves sports entertainment. You don't even call yourself wrestling sports entertainment. You call yourself sports entertainment. How the fuck can you watch a Jey Uso match and say, this is wrestling? Really? Do you understand what I'm saying? So when a company says, no, we are professional wrestling, we're not sports entertainment, they're telling you that. So stop tuning in, watching our show, begging us to do what the other company is doing just so you can say we're copying them. Oh, there's nothing original. You're just doing the same. Bottom line. But when the other company rips off everybody and steal their ideas and you act like you don't know, or maybe you just don't know, this is the difference. You can't accept or respect something that's different. Only unless the WWE does it. Then it's okay. Nothing's validated in wrestling unless the WWE does it as well. That's the fucked up mentality that people have. And when I look at what's going on in terms of the in-ring product, yeah, I mean, it's evident, man. And what they really need to focus on as far as is, look, they're more interested in trying to be a bougie ass, expensive ass sports entertainment company, as opposed to, I want to put on solid wrestling matches as well. I want people to focus on our stars. I want people to focus on the in-ring product. And I want people to understand that, you know, we are upholding professional wrestling to a very high standard. And we want people to understand that this is a sport. It's entertainment, but it's wrestling. And we want people to understand that these men and women are putting their bodies on the line, their health, their lives on the line to go in here and entertain. Okay? I don't tune in just to hear MJF talk. I don't tune in just to see Toni Storm big juicy booty. It don't hurt though. God damn, she thick as fuck. I don't tune in just to see sexy ass Queen Aminata and Megan Banner. No, because they look good. No, the look, what you do, how you do, all that shit comes together. You understand? Because if that's all I'm tuning in for, then once I see Toni Storm and Queen Aminata, you know, and Willow and all that, then it's like, okay, I don't need to watch anymore, right? Which is exactly why when they was doing the bra and panties matches, it was like, bro, unless you a virgin or somebody that just can't get no ass. How many times bra and panties, we see naked titties and ass all the time? Seriously? Like, that's the only reason we're tuning in? I'm just saying. This is how you get the casuals. Because the casuals don't really understand or care about your product. It's just certain things that they pick and choose that they like. And then they don't like the other stuff. This is exactly why you've heard people say, see, AEW is focused on wrestling. See, they understand. It's about moments. See, it's about, nobody cares about the wrestling. They're all about the entertainment. So what the fuck is the purpose of having wrestling matches? And if that's the case, then why aren't there little reality shows that's supposed to be entertainment pulling the type of viewership that Raw or SmackDown can pull? Yeah. So, no, this is exactly what I'm saying. They don't put the fan first. They're trying to basically tell you how to watch their program, what to look for, what is and what isn't, and they don't give a fuck how you feel about it. Like Ric Flair used to say, right? Whether you like it or don't like it, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today. That's the mentality that they have. Like it because we tell you to like it. You don't have a right to have an opinion. The only time you are allowed to have a negative opinion is if it's about AEW or any other company. But when it comes to us, we are the machine. We are the masters. You are the slaves. We don't want you to think that we're worried about AEW as competition. We don't want you to know that we watch their product. We don't want you to know that Bayley and Mercedes Moné are best friends. We don't want you to know that there's wrestlers that want out of their contract and we know they want to go to AEW. We don't want you to think that. We want you to think that, like Vince McMahon said, right? Oh, competition to me is like Disney. And yeah, right. Disney has a wrestling company too, right? Disney puts on wrestling shows, right? Bullshit. That's cockiness, arrogance, ignorance. He got a lot more different competition in his life right now, don't he? And bottom line, none of you ever thought we'd see a day where the McMahons wasn't in charge of the WWE. And I remember people going, that's never going to happen. Nope. And I'm saying, you guys don't know when it comes to business, things happen differently. And you just don't know. You really don't understand. Money talks. And when people, come in and things change, it doesn't always change for the better. But you guys wasn't happy when McMahon was running things. You wanted him out. You Triple H replaced him. You guys applauded. And then you all of a sudden wasn't happy with Triple H. You wanted him out. Then all of a sudden you thought we needed Shane McMahon back. He comes into a big ovation. Then all of a sudden you're not happy with him. You wanted him out. Then all of a sudden you wanted Stephanie back in. She comes in. She gets in there for a minute. You give her a huge applause. Then all of a sudden you want her out. And you just kept recycling between those fucking four of who should run the WWE because nobody knows what they're fucking doing. And now you guys go from saying Triple H doesn't know what he's doing to it's The Rock's fault. Like, guys, your bickering and finger pointing, like I said, won't change what's going on in the WWE. But in terms of the in-ring product, it's been stale, it's been stagnated, and it's been sucky. In terms of just watching the whole show and feeling like that was a good show. Nope. In terms of the mindset, okay, and the way people want you to look at the WWE, it's not for the wrestling fan. It's just not. It's for the casuals that sit there. Oh, they go Sexy Red. Oh shit, they go Pusha T. Oh, ain't that comedian name? Oh, they go. That's what they obviously think people care about because they do this all the time. Who gives a fuck, man? Now, I give you an example of something. I've seen Bun B in AEW. I've seen Shaq over there get involved. He's been in the ring before. Last week they had Master P because he's from New Orleans and that's what they were. He came out and, talked about his charity and stuff that he have and this, that, and, had a little angle with John Moxley with Samoa Joe and them coming in. They, had their little back and forth. And, of course, Master P didn't get involved. But, bottom line, that's a part of a segment. AEW is not about, let's pan this celebrity in the crowd, and that celebrity, and let's this and that and that. And the statement in that is, we're so big, everybody wants to be a part of WWE. Everybody. That's like, bro, we know what the fuck you're doing. I don't give a fuck about who's in that audience. I'm not tuning in. I don't give a fuck who's in the audience. I don't care. When have you ever tuned in and said, hey, man, I want to see who's going to be in the crowd tonight? And if you are, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You're the people that don't give a fuck about wrestling, really. I hear people saying, I don't care about wrestling. I'm all about the storyline. So why the fuck do you watch wrestling at all? If I don't give a fuck about the match itself, then read comic books or some shit. Read something that doesn't necessarily have an ending in the very first chapter. Read comics that lead to like 5, 6 chapters, 8 chapters, 10 chapters, because it's so much going on. You don't really care about the fight scenes and all you care about is the story. Find something more mellow to watch, because it makes no sense to me to say, I don't care about wrestling. I care about the story. What the fuck kind of wrestling fan are you? How do you call yourself a wrestling fan when you don't care about the very thing that carries the product, the fucking wrestling? And people that think like that are exactly what I'm saying. You are a casual calling yourself a wrestling fan, and you are appeased by bullshit. So you shouldn't be mad that the storyline didn't finish with The Rock and John Cena and Cody, because you don't care about the match itself. What the fuck happened to people I don't know. But something's definitely not right when you sit here and say, I've even heard people in boxing say that shit. People don't care about boxing. They're here for the entertainment. So you telling me a fucking boxer who goes into fucking 3-month training camps, putting our bodies through grueling, tough schedules, all that just because you all you care about is who I walk to the ring with? Who's gonna be the rapper that walk down to the ring with me? What outfit I'm gonna be wearing? All this bougie shit. That's what the fuck you care about? You don't actually give a fuck if I want to lose? You don't give a fuck that I'm putting my family on the side to go out and train? I'm away from my family and all. You don't care about none of that shit? Nope, they don't. And this is exactly why I tell people, if you watch AEW or any other company with a WWE mindset, or vice versa, you're going to be highly disappointed, because every company should bring something different. Plain and simple. Doesn't matter who you blame. WWE, they need to get it together. But I don't think replacing Triple H or The Rock solves anything. The reason I don't think it solves anything is because if whoever comes in, the business model of the WWE, the mindset of what they're trying to portray to us, is not about wrestling. It's about sports entertainment. There's no balance there. And even if a good match happens, the good matches don't lead to shit. It's just a good match. Feuds are bullshit. The storylines make no sense. The grudges, what should be a grudge match isn't a grudge match. People come out talking about how angry and pissed off they are, but they come out smiling. They're smiling in the ring. They're smiling at the opponent. What the are you shitting me, man? Are you kidding me? And somehow you guys don't see this. So it's a difference with grown-up logic and childlike logic. And I feel like the WWE is giving us lazy storylines, no effort, and it's like they're not even trying. I feel like they're not doing anything to build characters. They're not doing anything differently. All they're doing is continuing their weekly shows and their pay-per-views and taking you guys money and not really trying to give you guys your money's worth. And that's basically what's going on. And there's no way, with the type of prices that they have, they should be giving us the bullshit shows that they give. But you guys are the slave to the machine, not me. I just watch certain things, and like I said, it's not a personal thing for me. But the WWE, I feel like they need a different outlook on wrestling, man, because this sports entertainment shit that they're doing, what big deal? John Cena, he's been in movies. The Miz has been in movies. I don't know how many fucking Marine movies that they made. What's the other guy? Ted DiBiase's son was in the movie. I mean, big deal. And China did Playboy. Stacy Keibler did Playboy. I think Trish Stratus too, right? I mean, who cares? Shawn Michaels did play. Okay, and are we supposed to care about that shit? Then this is what I'm saying. Like, how does any of that play into what's on the screen? It's trying to get different genres of people, trying to get audiences that normally don't watch wrestling. We already understand all that. How does that change the wrestling product, though? This is what people are overlooking. The product is not getting better. So I don't care if you get a new TV deal. Oh, now we're aired in 2 more new countries. Oh, now we're aired here. Now we got this. Right. But the in-ring product, the programming is still lame. It's still the same. And all this expansion, but yet you're losing ratings. But people feel some type of way when you tell the truth about the WWE's ratings. And the fact that people made comments about AEW not being able to sell tickets. Yeah, right. And the story comes out that WWE was having a hard time selling tickets. Yet they tell you that they got sellout crowds every time they have a show, right? And then it's like, how did you have a sellout crowd when you still had 10,000 seats that you haven't sold? Yeah, the week of Mania. Just saying, y'all. So instead of focusing on all this bullshit and trying to play Inspector Gadget and figure out who did what and who said what, why don't you focus on the program itself and understand this is the result of someone or people who have differences of opinions and they're stroking their egos instead of giving a fuck about the satisfaction of the people making them rich, which is you. That's all I got for you guys now. I will catch you guys on the next video.